This one is just simply my name. Shiomi-Masanori. Shiomi-Masanori. Yeah. Each time is different, how I write it, how it comes out. Each time is different, of course, with the brush. The direction of how the tip of the brush goes is different. And that one makes it fun and beautiful, I think. Yeah. Many times it's up to my feelings. Like when I hear the name, like for example, Jack. First, I will change the pronunciation into Japanese pronunciation. Like Jack in Japanese pronunciation will be Jaku. So I'll divide that into syllables. For example, Ja, and then I'll think about Ja kanji that has the reading of Ja. And for example, for Jack, one of the kanjis is evil, right? Evil, kanji for evil can be read as Ja. So I'll be okay, evil. Ku, next one, ku of Jack, Jaku, right? Ku, I'll think about what kanji might suit well with the first kanji that I picked, which is evil. And for example, I'll be like, okay, ku, one of the kanjis that's pronounced as ku is the kanji for suffering. So I'll be like, okay, suffering evil. That's great for Jack, right? So with that, I'll write Jack, evil, suffering. Right? So with that, of course, it depends on each name. Of course, it depends on the pronunciation of the name and the varieties of kanjis that I can pick from. And yeah, and then also communicating with the person who asked me to write. If they're okay with evil, suffering, it's okay. If they're not okay with it, I'll look for other possibilities. So, communication, of course, is important.
Is that an obstacle for you at all?
Definitely. Brushes are like, how we write kanjis, Chinese characters, how we start, ending, like trail, stop, those are important too. But when it comes to brush, because it does show like the first tip of, the brush, right? How we start. The beginning of each stroke is also really important. So with that, kanji's Chinese characters are made for right-handed person. That's why like when you do trail, you start from here and then go like that. Really soaked. So for me, left-handed, it is going to be difficult. I have to either do like this or like tilt to the way, pretend that I'm right-handed like this and do. It is hard. So I do need to, I started off doing this for fun. Just like how I started to teach Japanese. I started teaching my friends for fun and that became a profession. Calligraphy too, I just started doing for fun, started giving, these cards. I would write my friends' names in kanji, give them meaning, and then would give out to my friends, and people liked it. So, yeah, I hope people will accept what I give. At least I do my best, and I hope that works for people who get it. Personally, and many people also say we do have to be mentally prepared, meaning like our state of life should be stable and calm enough to be able to put our life into it. We say like we put our life into this sumi ink. It is like one stroke, one life is what some other people say. We don't redo, like we don't like do a lot for one stroke. Just one stroke, one go. And that's it, right? So it does take concentration, it does take energy. So I do need to be in a sound mindset to be able to do. So it's not like I can just do anytime. write many times to make sure I like it. I did say it's just one go. There's no redo, right? There's no redo in terms of like one paper. Once you do it, then that's it, right? So I do my best each time. If I don't like it, if I'm not satisfied, I'll bring another paper and redo it. Again, each time is serious, and I just do my best each time. And then out of the many works that I do, I choose the best one. Once I start doing it, right? Once I start doing, and like I said before, for one work I do many times, right? I start to get into it, and then my feelings will start to flow better, smoothly, and then I will be absorbed into doing this. So sometimes it might take time. Sometimes, like when I'm in a more sound mindset, it might come naturally faster. Depends on each moment. Creating a design, sometimes the design that I do might not look that good as a whole. At the moment, I feel like, oh, what I'm doing right now is good. Or like the kanjis that I come up with for some names, I'll be like, oh, this is good, right? But then sometimes, the end result might not look as good as I thought. So this one too, it does really depend. But one thing I decided for myself is to never give up. I'll continue working on it until I am satisfied with work, so that it's respectful to the person who asked me to do it. My favorite part is I can be flexible, I can be free, I can be myself with how I want to write, which kanji I want to choose. Of course, some people would specify what kind of kanjis they want, but my favorite part is, communicating with the person who asked me to write, make sure I get the intention, and then, of course, seeing the person being happy with the final result. I prefer not like textbook type of like perfect writing. I prefer like freestyle where I can really put my feelings into. That's what I do. I just let my mind or let my energy take me, and sometimes I would just go like with different direction with the brush. Depends on how I feel at the moment. So yeah, basically with where I'm at, I just give my all to the sumi ink, and then just let it flow. That's how I do it. Okay, so just to explain a little bit, whenever you want to use the real brushes, this one is where you put the ink, sumi ink. When it comes to getting the sumi ink, you can just get the already liquid ink here, or this one by grinding it with water here. You can create sumi ink too with water using this here. And if I want, usually when I'm on the go, out of town and stuff, and want to write, I use these a little bit more convenient style brushes, where this is like a pen. The tip is brush, so I can still do calligraphy with this, right? So it depends on where I'm at as well. I do carry these blue pens so that I can write the translation. And then here, when I do the calligraphy with, on a bigger piece of paper, these will hold it, so it won't fly away. And then at the bottom, it has the sheet. That way, the sumi ink doesn't go through the paper and on the table. So with that, I do have these small papers with me, and then bigger papers as well. And then whenever people request, I have a scroll as well. So basically, these are everything that I have to do it. So I want to introduce you to some work that I do that you can have. You can go to my website and then order, and we'll talk and then give you these 3 kinds of gifts. The biggest one is the scroll. It is really long. I am 5'10", so it is pretty long, right? For this one, I wrote Bacharu Nihongo my company name, and then here my signature, right? So this can be like, of course, it's really up to you. We can talk about big kanjis, or it can be even sentence, right? It is the biggest gift, so it can be like for a birthday gift, or if you want to put it in a living room, I think it will be pretty cool. The next one, it will be smaller option. This one, I can write your name in kanjis. For example, for this one, I picked Emily. Emily. For this one, it will come with an explanation card. So this one, I'll write the kanjis that I wrote here, and then below them, hiragana. Below them, English alphabet, so you can pronounce it. And then below them, meaning of each Chinese character: ocean, beauty, lovely, spring fountain. And at the bottom, I'll write a sentence that explains your name. For example, this one will be beautiful like the ocean, lovely like the spring fountain. I can scan and give you digital copy, and also I can laminate them and ship it to you as physical copy. The last option is the smallest size, and it's this one, the same size with this explanation card. On the front side, I'll write your name in calligraphy, in kanjis, and then back side of it, I'll explain like how I did here. This one too, I can give you either in digital copy or physical copy, laminate it and ship it to you, or both. It's up to you. So with that, all of these gifts that I am providing, I'll do my very best, 100%. And I won't give up until I'm satisfied. So with that, if you're interested, go to our website and we'll talk online.